All right, well, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Mark Schaefer. I'm the proud superintendent of the Thompson School District, and thank you for joining us for the Board of Education Candidate Forum. This is something that we have been doing every 2 years for prospective Board of Education members, and it's a way to really provide information and education around the process, what you need to do to become a Board of Education member. But more importantly, we'll give you some opportunity to hear from current board members about their experiences. And so this is designed to provide you with some information as well as be interactive, so you will have an opportunity to ask some questions. Let me quickly just talk about the agenda. So we are currently in the welcome portion of the agenda, and I'm welcoming you. In a moment, I'm going to turn this over to Laura Lee, who is the Board of Education Secretary as well as my assistant. And so she will be talking to you about the logistics of the election. And she, I don't want to brag on her too much, but I will, is really the resident expert. So I would say other people in this area, other districts, go to her for information. And so she runs a squeaky clean election, and we like that. We will then ask each board member to share with you some of their thoughts, reflections, and observations about their time on the board. And then we will move to your Q&A. So before Laura Lee goes through the logistics, why don't we have each of our board members just introduce themselves to you?
Nancy Rumpelt, Director of District C.
I'm Stu Boyd. I represent Berthoud, which is Director of District G.
I'm Barb Cruz, and I represent District F.
And I'm Dawn Kirk, and I represent A.
And we have 3 other board members that are not with us today, so it's 7 total Board of Education members. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Laura Lee, and she will dazzle you with some great information.
So as he said, I'm Laura Lee Ehlers. I work for the district. I'm also the designated election official for the district. So I handle everything on this side. The county handles it when it gets to that part, and then the state handles part of it as well. So I'm just going to kind of go through the process with you guys. In order to be a candidate, you have to be a registered voter in the district for 12 consecutive months. Okay. You have to be a resident of your director district. If you need to figure out where you're at, we have the school locator, and it is on the Board of Education page as well, so you can look in there and make sure. When you guys, if you decide to run and come in and pick up a petition, I will make sure you have been a registered voter of the district for 12 months, and we will make sure that you live in your district that you're going to represent. You can never be convicted of a sexual offense against a child. Nobody in here is term limited, so they could run. We do have one term limited district. You cannot be an employee of the school district, and you cannot run representing a political party. The timeline, so the first day I can hand a petition to you is August 9th. And that is the first day you can circulate a petition. The deadline for submitting them back in is September 1st. And if you would not get your petition in until September 1st, I would highly suggest you do as a write-in, just because I would have to go through the verification process, and if you did not meet that process, you would have to be a write-in candidate. In order to, this is just what's going to be in the packet I hand you, basically. So there's a notice of intent to be a candidate. There's an affidavit for qualifications, and if you'll notice, the ones that need to be notarized, I did note on here. So you would need to notarize that. I will not notarize anything because that's a conflict of interest. We do have notaries in the district, but we would prefer you would get them outside the district just because it just keeps it cleaner that way. So the 4 things you would have is the notice of intent, your affidavit of qualifications for office, your petition, which has to have significant amount of signatures on it, and or a write-in affidavit, and then your acceptance of nomination. For your petition when you're circulating, because we are a district over 1,000 students, you have to have 50 signatures, and those have to be verifiable. So please get more than 50 signatures. I would say get 65, 70, 80, whatever you need, because you have to have 50 signatures for your petition to be valid. If it doesn't, then it's null and void, basically, okay? And if you bring in a petition and it doesn't have 50 signatures, I can't give you that petition back for you to take out and start, like go get more signatures. You have to start over, okay? So for when you're getting signatures, like if you go get a signature from John Doe, he can sign a petition for each vote he can cast. This year we have 4 open districts, so he can sign 4 different petitions, okay? And you can only sign 1 signature per candidate. So you can't sign more than 1. And then also, so say John Doe signs Nancy's, John Doe signs Stu, and they were in the same district. And Nancy turned her petition in first, I would count hers as John Doe and it wouldn't count on Stu's, if that makes sense. I do have to validate signatures. When you're getting them to sign, please ask them to be very precise in what they write. If I can't read it, then I can't verify it. If I can't read their signature, I throw it out, okay? So their signature needs to be pretty legible. If it's a common name variant like Robert and he goes as Bob, I can usually figure that out. What I have is access to the whole state voter registration, so that's how I go in and verify everybody. So if it's Bob and he has the exact same address as Robert, everything matches, then I know that that's the exact same person. And like I said, illegible signatures are not acceptable.
Even if that's how they sign? I'm thinking of my husband and he's kind of.
I mean, try to make it as legible as possible, okay? So who ensures that eligible electors has not signed too many petitions? That is me. May a candidate sign their own petition? Yes, you can. And like I just said, if you don't have enough signatures on there, then you start over. You can have people circulate petitions for you. So say you pick up 1, you pick up 5, and you're gonna have 4 other people circulate petitions for you. They do have to sign it that they circulated it, and it has to be notarized, and then you turn them all in at the same time. So you don't have to do getting all the signatures yourself. And the petitions are stapled at the top, and if they are taken apart, it's null and void, okay? Everything stays together. Keep it all together. When do petitions get verified? So I try to get, if you turn them in on a certain day, then I try to get them as soon as I can, either that day or by the next day, as soon as I can. Just because it helps in the process, especially when I have a lot coming in, then I can tell who's getting signatures when. And this, can a petition be rehabilitated? No, it cannot. So say you waited till September 1st to turn your petition in and there's something wrong with it, that's when I'm gonna ask you to file as a write-in. Okay, so you'll fill out all the paperwork. Your name will not appear on the ballot, but people can write in your name for a vote, if that makes sense. Okay. So as a district of at least 1,000 students, you fill out that notice of intent. I redact all signatures and that kind of stuff, but that actually goes on our website. We have to publicly post that. So what you'll see after we get all finished is each person that's running will be listed alphabetically on the website. This is just a couple of different things. CASB is a great resource if you're interested at Colorado Association of School Boards. If you go to their website, there's a deal that has Built to Serve. It has all kinds of examples. It has a Q&A. It has resources for if you're interested. Also, if you decide to become a candidate, you have to sign up with the state to register all your campaign finances. I have nothing to do with that. I don't answer any questions on that. You have to do everything through the state. And you need to do that as soon as you know you're going to be a candidate, okay? I was going to tell you guys something else, I think. I had you sign in with your email. If you need me to send you something, just let me know. If you have any questions, my Email is right here and my phone number, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions you can. I cannot let anybody know who is running, so don't call in and ask me who's running against me or how many candidates do you have for Director District A or whatever. I can't tell you, okay? That becomes public knowledge when it goes public. So, any questions for me?
You say you're gonna give us all this information.
Yeah, and if you want, if you send me an email, I'll share this presentation with you. Okay.
Back it up one slide. When she talks about CASB, the website to go to find Built to Serve and campaign finance is casb.org.
Yeah.
And so that's a good resource.
That has all, and even just for anything related to being a school board member, I mean, it is full of information, and it's a great resource for you. But the dates, I want you to remember, August 9th, you can pick up a petition. Everything is due by September 1st, okay? I will go over, if you come in and pick up a petition, we'll go through everything. I'll give you a checklist. So there shouldn't be any questions, but you can ask me any questions at all during the time you're running as well.
So we have to pick them up in person, we can't get them online?
You have to pick them up in person.
Do we need an appointment, or can we just drop
No,
by?
you can drop by. Yep.